Hello there, everyone. This is Mr. D coming to you with another chapter of the Holy Chronicles of Genesis. This chapter is a pretty sad chapter, but I don't know. Sometimes what we do seems right, but we don't know for sure if it's right. But this chapter will make you think about whether it was right. This is chapter 34, by the way, of Genesis. And if you have not marked my subscribe button yet, please do so. You will find it down in the lower corner so you don't miss any of the others. This chapter has to do with Jacob's daughter, Diane, Dinah, however said, D-I-N-A-H, and the people living in the area which they refer to as the Shechemites. Shechemites. So let's get started. Chapter 34. It says, now Diana, the daughter of Leah, had born to Jacob, the daughter born to Jacob, went out to visit the women of the land. When Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hivites, the ruler of that area, saw her, he took her and raped her. Now, right there, I don't care who you are, it shouldn't make a difference. But like some of the things that go on in our world today, if your daddy is big enough, they're not going to come after you. You know, you get away with it. And that's what it sounds like here. It sounds like this guy named, what did he say his name was? Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the ruler of the area. His heart was drawn to Diana, the daughter of Jacob. He loved the young woman and spoke tenderly to her. And Shechem said to his father Hamor, get me that wife. Get me that, as it says here. Get me this girl as my wife. Verse 4. Well, you know what? I think defiling Dinah was not right. I know sometimes we try to justify that our sexual interactions, but it's not right. A lot of times things don't get done and life goes on. If you're a big person or a big fish in a pond, nobody messes with you and sad things happen. Well, here, sad things happen to Jacob's family. Well, when Jacob heard that his daughter Dinah had been defiled, his sons were in the fields with his livestock. So he did nothing about it until they came home. I can understand. He has all those boys, and all those boys will stand up and protect him. That's like my grandchildren. They're getting bigger and bigger, and I'm getting older and older. So they hopefully will be here to keep me kind of going, kind of like with Jacob. Jacob had all these sons, and these sons were like his his Aram, it's like his life to be. So, well, you know, it says here, then Sheshem's father Hamor went out to talk with Jacob. Meanwhile, Jacob's son had come in from the field as soon as they heard what had happened. They were shocked and furious because Shechem had done an outrageous thing in Israel by sleeping with Jacob's daughter, a thing that should not be done. I think in all of our families, we don't want our sister to be raped by someone that she has no control over. It's not right. And I think that's what they're saying is it's not right. They shouldn't do that. I don't care if your father is the ruler of the area. That's me, of course. That's not the Bible. Sometimes I get carried away when I think about how God, through these years, had to put up with our sinful nature. that Satan had been graciously enough to give us. Isn't that nice of him? Well, as staying loyal followers of God and trying to give that image to people of all of his love, people tried to attack us. And in this case, they really figured they could push Jacob around, I think. That's what I feel. And they came to Jacob and his son wanted Diana. And he says, I'll do anything. I want her. I want her as my wife. Well, that's also not very fair to the woman, but I'm not sure about the culture back then, how they were. Well, it says here, give me the woman as my wife. That was in verse 12. Because their sister Diana had been defiled, Jacob's sons replied deceitfully as they spoke to Shechem. I love this part. This is a good part. He spoke to Shechem and said, and his father Hamach, and they said to him, we can't do such a thing. We can't give our sister to a man who is not circumcised. That would be disgrace to us. We will enter into an agreement with you on one condition. Take your daughters for yourselves. We'll settle among you and become people with you. But if you will not agree to be circumcised, we will take our sister, and go. Well, that's pretty understanding, of the Jacob children. All you have to do is go out and get circumcised, and you become one of them. That seems pretty simple after they raped their sister, but you never know. Sometimes the amazing things that happen in the Bible. So what did happen? Well, let's read and find out. We are currently going into verse 24. All the men who went out to the city gates agreed with Hamor and his son Shechem, and every male in the city was circumcised. 3 days later, while all of them were still in pain, two of Jacob's sons, Simeon and Levi. I wonder what's getting ready to happen. Diana's brother took their swords and attacked the unsuspecting city, killing every male. They put Hamor and his son Shechem to the sword and took Diana from Shechem's house and left. The sons of Jacob came upon the dead bodies and looted the city where the sister had been defiled. They seized their flocks and herds and donkeys and everything else in their city and out in the field. They carried off all of their wealth and all their women and children, taking as plundered everything in the houses. Wow, they went in there and did clean up business, didn't they? Well, you know what? I don't think it was right of this person, Shechem, to do what he did or allow his son to just rape a woman and say, oh, it's okay. I guess it sounds like something in politics would happen. But it is. Politics, as follows a ruler. There seems to fall back in there too. So we come up to now, come back up here, and it says, then Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, you have brought trouble on me by making me obnoxious to the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the people living in this land. We are few in numbers, and if they join forces against me and attack me, I and my household will be destroyed. But they replied, should he have treated our sister like a prostitute? Good question. Is it okay for someone to treat your sister or your brother in a very sexually negative fashion? Is okay. I don't think so. I don't think God thinks it's okay. I think that's something that talks about later in the Bible quite heavily with some of the characters of the New Testament against that kind of stuff. I don't know. And there's some places that get destroyed because of their wickedness. Oh, I think that's already happened. Remember Sodom and Gomorrah? Remember the flood? Yeah. God gets kind of angry at people who have perverted points of views, raping each other, and raping one of Jacob's children was very, very bad. Well, we end with this chapter, chapter 24, with saying, was it okay, Dad? Was it okay that they raped our sister? Well, we're going into chapter 35. Hope to see you there. Don't forget me, Mr. D. God bless. Bye-bye.